Happy Monday, Inspire Beauty. Happy Monday after Thanksgiving. Happy last Monday of November. If you just got on here or you didn't see my message in the chat, tell us in the chat the best part of your Thanksgiving weekend. Annie said, getting to stay in a pink hotel and feel like Eloise for our surprise anniversary staycation. How fun. Sleeping in, Haley, yes. Except being off wasn't the best weekend. Bridget, sending you lots of love, my friend. So we are wrapping up Christmas decorating. Andrea, I love it. We are wrapping up our social media month. And tonight, the content, I believe, is going to be the thing that you need truly to kind of bridge it, not bridge it, but you know what I mean, to bridge it. From everything we've been talking about of like all these ideas swirling around to actually having a game plan going into December. Who here would like to stress less about what to post in December? Yeah, one less thing to worry about, right? We want to have a rhythm. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I feel like when you walk away, you're going to be able to be like, okay, I can do this. And then there's going to be some action behind it. That's my battle cry for you. And if you're catching this replay or you know somebody who's not on live tonight because they couldn't be on live, make sure that we're holding each other accountable to the action, right? It's one thing to get on a Monday night call. It's one thing to catch a replay, but this truly is one of those calls where you have to walk away and do something with it. Okay. So before I flip the screen though, a couple other things. Tomorrow is our last power hour of the month. It's the last day of the month. And so we're going to be doing our power hour. If you are not at your November goals yet, there's still plenty of time. People are still spending money. I saw on, I don't know, it was the Today Show or something. I don't have cable at my house. So when I'm traveling or I'm at someone else's house, I get to see things on cable. And I saw the Today Show this weekend. And they said on average, people will spend this weekend, the average person will spend at least $146 this weekend. And I thought, how interesting, because our challenge pack right now is on sale for $140. And then they still have money to go get a coffee, shoot, right? Like if you're going to be spending $146 anyway, on average, why not give yourself something that's going to be useful the entire year and then some, right? And so I want you to know that this month especially is one of those till the final bell months. I know we have amazing things on the horizon and I'm like itching for Thursday because I'm like, oh God, like I really wish this challenge pack would count towards November, right? But there are so many people I have lined up for Thursday, and I'm sure you're getting people excited about job one as well, and the opportunity to join our VIP test group in December and finish on Christmas Eve, right? But let's not forget that November, this sale only comes twice a year. They do it in June, typically in November. So you will see these sale prices like this for at least 6 months, 7. Okay. And let's not forget that not everybody is ready to do a program start to finish and commit to that. But some people are ready to just start to kind of get their feet wet and start to kind of get in a rhythm so that come the new year, they're like, here we go. They already have a little bit of footing underneath them, right? And so this is the time when we can help those people. So till the final bell, tomorrow is power hour, last one of the month. And then, like I said, Thursday, launch day for job one. And that's literally the beginning of the journey of how you're going to help people transform, yourself included. So I'm really excited about that. Okay, but tonight we're wrapping up social media. Just wanted to make sure I gave those couple of announcements. So does anybody in the chat before we really dive into this, I would love to hear from you guys. What has been helpful so far this month as we've talked about social media? So far this month, we've talked a lot about the 3 V's, the value, viral, vulnerable posts. We walked through that 2 weeks ago. We looked at our profiles and our bios at the top of the month, and we really talked about who are we really trying to talk to, right? And when someone comes to my page, how do they know exactly what I'm about, right? And does that match what I'm sharing on my stories? Am I making it all about me, or am I showing other people what they could get potentially when they work with me? Okay, so share in the chat, what's been helpful so far that you've been implementing? 3 V's, Annie said. Getting more variety in the posting. Yep, agree with Annie. Haley said she likes seeing how to specifically craft a post and what to include in the caption. The audit on the profile for Leia. Yep, and that's one of those things that we're constantly, right? This audit, you guys, is not just a November of 2021 thing. You should probably revisit this in a couple months. Every quarter, I would revisit your bio. Paying attention to 3 V's, so storytelling, love it. Okay, where do you feel stuck in social media? Drop that now. Connecting, figuring out what to post. Also connecting for Haley, expanding and connecting. Okay. Pictures. Yeah, I hear that from a lot of coaches. A lot of times, I'll have a conversation with a coach and they're like, I know what I want to say. I just don't have any pictures to go with it. What would you even put with that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many ideas. So, okay, variety, content from the PD, but the variety with the pics, enough ideas to post throughout the week, pictures. Tracy, hey girl, I didn't even see that you popped on. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, yes. Okay, I love it. So a couple of reasons, and connecting and expanding, you guys, while those are, yes, on social media, and those are part of what we do, specifically tonight, I'm going to be talking about being stuck with like content, right? So I won't tonight be speaking, but duly noted, connecting, expanding. Yes, I hear you loud and clear, but reasons you might be stuck in terms of content, whether it's, I still don't really know what to post, or I can't quite find that right picture, or sometimes the words just aren't coming, is truly for me, every time I'm stuck, I don't have a strategy. I'm just wondering, what should I post today? Okay. You might be stuck because you're lacking variety. So maybe it's always the same thing over and over and over again. And we talked about that 2 weeks ago when we really talked about the 3 V's and kind of looking at your brand and looking at your social media account and making sure that it's not just always the same thing, right? But it's also this fine dance of having cohesiveness. So it should have a cohesive feel when I get to your account. You might feel stuck because maybe there's not this cohesive feel. Maybe it's just all over the place, right? Maybe it's confidence. Maybe you're feeling stuck because you're not really confident in what you're sharing or how to execute it. And you might also be stuck because, truthfully, I found that sometimes coaches are just not doing it because they want to wait until they're perfect or good, quote unquote, at it before they try. And unfortunately, this is a business where you have to do as you learn, not learn and then do. Okay. A doctor, I think, should probably learn how to operate on a body before they do the thing, right? There are some professions where that matters. I don't think it matters here. Truthfully, kind of throwing yourself into it and just trying things is always going to be better because you can come back and refine it, right, as you go. Okay. So for me, when I'm stuck, I have to give myself gut checks. So I'm going to give them right back to you. Number one, wherever you feel stuck in social media land, have you been taking action? A lot of times when we feel stuck, it's because of an inaction, right? We stay in one place, we don't take the action, and then we say we're stuck, but in reality, we're just not doing anything. So have you been taking action this month so far? It sounds like a lot of you guys have been benefiting from the social media and have been taking action. That has to keep rolling. Okay. This can't be, okay, in November, we talked about social media and I was really on fire with it because it was at the forefront of my mind. And then December hit and I stopped. Okay. Because this like literally the reason I decided to craft a full month about social media was because I was seeing a big disconnect between hitting Success Club and posting on social. Hitting Success Club, posting on social. If you're not hitting Success Club, this whole month is the problem. right? And so you have to take action on these things. The other gut check is, how many convos do you have in your inbox currently? Because if you feel stuck in social media, I'm going to also guess that you don't have anybody saying that they want information on your boot camp. So if you're like, my inbox is pretty dry, like I don't have people asking for more information. When I do reach out, I get a lot of ghosting. The gut check is, it's your social media. It's your presence. It's maybe your lack of confidence. Maybe your lack of consistency. Maybe it's the idea that it's not about others, it's more about you, right? And tonight we're really gonna hone in on that. When you look at another little gut check is when you look back on the last week of your social media, or 2 weeks since we last chatted about the 3 V's, do you have representation of all 3 V's? Have you posted? I mean, that's been 14 days, right? There should be at least, in my opinion, anywhere from 9, maybe like 9 posts. Let's just say 9 out of the last 14 days would be like great consistency. If you have anything less than 9 posts since 2 weeks ago when I taught you about the 3 V's, that's a problem. That's a problem. You're not working a business, right? If you think about your 9 to 5. If you went in and your job, part of your job was that you had to post every day on social media for your job, you'd figure it out, right? So this is no different. It's not like, well, I just can't think. This is your job. You have to start envisioning your social media as your storefront, because it is. That's how you convert people. So if you're having a hard time converting people, did you post in the last 2 weeks consistently, at least 9 times? And then your stories, we talked a lot about this at the top of the month. So gut check yourself. These are things I'm constantly doing, you guys, constantly gut checking myself when I'm sitting down to work my business. Do your stories show others why they need you? And remember the what's in it for them, right? Are you showing them what's in it for them? Or is it, again, we're starting to gravitate more towards, I'm going to just share a clip of my workout, right? We're getting away from that. So as we're making progress, keep making progress, because in December, you're going to want to naturally fall back in your comfort zone, and your comfort zone hasn't been serving you for your goals. So we have to get out of that, right? Okay. This is hilarious, y'all. You have to look back. I went back for you guys into the archives. I went back in the archives. I got to move this out of my way though, so I can see you guys better. There we go. This is the archives of Brittany. Here's old school Brit. And I guess I'm in a couple of these pictures, and I guess there is a workout video clip here, but there's a lot of me hiding. Can you tell that I'm hiding? When you look at this, I don't think you have to be a social media marketing expert to see that Brittany is hiding. Even in the pictures that I'm in, I either have sunglasses on, hiding, or this other one in the middle that I'm in, I put a lot of text around it and really changed the coloration of it so that you couldn't really see me. That was more about the words. I'm hiding. There's a lot of Pinteresty, salesy pics. You guys, these are like Pinterest photos that I stole, right? All of these are Pinterest photos that I stole. It's very obvious they're not my content. There's no cohesive feel. It doesn't look like it's connected. It's salesy because look, Pio had just launched and I have an ad for Shalene Johnson and Pio right on my page. And truthfully, at that time, I was posting just to post, because I was told at that time in my business that I needed to post 3 to 5 times a day. Now, that's because we didn't have stories. There was just the static feed post. So back in the day, it was 3 to 5 times a day. Now I'm telling you, in the last 2 weeks, if you haven't posted 9 times, you're not posting enough, right? So now it's a little less than once a day. I'd say, 5, 6 times a week, especially if you're really trying to get going. More, if not. I mean, you can post more than 1 time a day, you guys. If you really want your stuff to get seen and you really want to like practice more, don't just do the 1 a day. Like you literally can do more a day. It's just that now I spend a little more time in other places like my stories and reels and things like that, right? But you can totally see that I'm posting just a post. There is a picture of a Barbie doll at my dance rehearsal. I remember this, but I don't know why I posted it. I was literally just checking off a box, right? And then down here, I had a new article on the blog, but it must have been about sugar. I don't know. I'm not sure if anybody cared. But basically, less of that, right? Less of that. That was me when I was just trying to throw stuff on the wall and see if it stuck, right? Now, what I want to see more of from you guys is more of you sharing your story, more of your growth in your journey, more of your wins, your non-scale victories. You have wins every freaking day that you choose to show up. Right now, you being on this Monday call, it's a win. It's a win, you guys. Like, you have to start honing in on where you're winning so that you don't get so distracted and disappointed by maybe the things you're not, proficient in yet, right? Because it's a growth journey. There's always going to be, if you're on a growth journey, which that's what we are in the business of growing and evolving, ladies. And so if that's where you are, it's always going to feel uncomfortable. I've had to get like really honest with myself about this lately, that I'm like, why is it always like this? Like, why does it always feel hard? Why is it always so challenging? When am I ever going to like just be this coach that's like riding the gravy train? And you know what? I don't think ever. I think, to answer my own question and my own like pity party, never. Because we are in a growth industry. So when I get to the next level, there's always going to be another place to stretch, right? More value. We talked about this. More value, more value. What are you giving before you ask for something in return? And more relating to your ideal person. Again, if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. You might notice I have male followers on Facebook or on Instagram, and I still say things like sis, sister, because I'm not talking to the dudes, right? Like, I don't care. And they can unfollow me if they want. If they really need my help, they know how to reach out and I'll offer, support. But that's not who I'm talking to, right? So tonight we're going to talk about posting strategy. And it's very simple. And I hope this blows your mind. And I hope this is something that you're like, wow, I can do this. So I want you to write these things down. Monday, fitness journey. Tuesday, we're going to go behind the scenes. Wednesdays are going to be healthy eating. Thursdays are going to be all about personal growth. Fridays, I'm calling get outside, and you'll see why in a second. But so often we get stuck because, especially my friends who you're like, oh, I don't know what to post about. Isn't it funny that like when you go on vacation and you're not in your house anymore, all of a sudden you have pictures? Or when Charlie and I go to the pumpkin patch and we pick out a pumpkin, all of a sudden I have like 7,000 pumpkin photos I can use. Sometimes we just need to get outside of our house to take pictures and get inspired. So Fridays, get outside. Saturday, it's all about showing the things you enjoy, showing what's fun for you. So showing your fun, showing what you're interested in. And Sundays are coaching journey days. You could also put / call to action, because these could be like an opportunity for you to share a transformation and call people to action for your boot camps. And Sunday's a pretty solid day, typically in the evening, for people to be on their phones and see something like that, right? I don't currently post in this 7-day-a-week order. My promise to you is that I'm going to do this alongside of you. Okay. And I'm going to show you what this looks like and how you're going to be able, when you're like, I know that I'm supposed to talk about this, but how do I say it any different? I feel like I've said it a million different ways, right? Okay. Are we good on writing down the different ways? Awesome. Okay. So day one, Mondays. Mondays are going to be about your fitness journey. Okay. There's options. You could talk about a Beachbody product. You could talk about your mixed bike. You could talk about body. You could talk about job one. You could talk about Energize. You could talk about your superfood shake. You could talk about your challenge group. It could be any product, anything that Beachbody offers, that your community offers, right? It could be specifically about your journey. It could be an aha that you had, something the trainer said to you, maybe something that, you read in your personal development and you couldn't stop thinking about while you were working out. Maybe it's your journey of who you were then versus now, where like maybe you realized I had an aha this morning. I like freaking got up, didn't hit snooze, And I remember like just 2 years ago, that's all I ever did was hit snooze. I never got out of bed. I was never a quote unquote morning person, right? That could be a journey story, right? There's a story that you could tell there. You could also talk about your day one commitment and share your progress through that. So this is amazing because next Monday, a week from right now, you get to share your day one commitment for job one. And then every Monday after that, you can share where you're at. You don't have to share, it doesn't have to be a side by side either. It can literally just be a picture of you in your workout room or workout area, post-workout selfie, right? Doesn't matter what the picture is necessarily, but you can log your journey and log how you're feeling. What's changed since day one when you get to week 2, when you get to week 3, when you get to week 4, what are you excited about finishing? So every Monday, starting next Monday, you really have an opportunity to talk about not only your day one commitment, but your journey along the way. Okay, day 2, Tuesdays, we're taking people behind the scenes. This is where people know, like, and trust you because they start to know about you. So things behind the scenes are your family and pets. Things behind the scenes are everyday life. Whenever I get my nails done, I like getting my nails done. And so when I go to get my nails done, I like to share about it. Maybe it's something that you purchased. Maybe it's when you put up your Christmas tree. Maybe it's everyday life of like mom life. I don't know. Take us behind the scenes. And then things you're interested in. For me, I'm interested a lot in home decoration and design, and I love doing projects and DIYs. What are you interested in? That's going behind the scenes. Okay, day 3, Wednesdays, healthy eating. Now, eating is a big part of my brand. And if it's not really, and I get the sense that if you're in this community, you're kind of like me and you like food and you like the drinks and the things, and you don't like dieting or restricting. I chose day 3 Wednesdays for healthy eating because that's just kind of part of my brand. If there's anything in here, I'm just putting this as a disclaimer. If there's any day, aside from like behind the scenes, everyone should be a behind the scenes. Everyone should be sharing their fitness journey, right? But there's things that I gravitate towards that maybe you might have a swap out for. So if we go through any of these and any of these for you, you're like, that's just not me at all. It's not my brand. Swap something out, right? Okay, so day 3, Wednesday, healthy eating, things like grocery hauls, things like recipes, quick weeknight meals, and giving the value, giving the actual recipe, and showing the balance. I like to show the balance too, that I'm not just this like, person that I'm constantly, I care so much about what I eat and what's on my plate. I actually enjoy all food, right? And I enjoy eating and drinking and all the things, but everything has its place when I'm being mindful of what I'm consuming. Okay. Day 4, Thursdays. These are your personal growth days. So it could be something like one of those inspirational viral quotes. It could be last Monday or 2 Mondays ago, I forget which, it's all blurring together now, but I shared with you guys about the wreath and how I could barely afford this wreath that had popped up in my time hop. And then here I am this many years later and like, wow, like just because I just kept freaking going. And so how you're growing, where are you at on your growth journey? And you don't have to be from one wreath to the next to have a story to tell. You have a story to tell right where you are. And then aha moments. For me, when a lot of times when I'm working out, a trainer will say something and I have like an aha moment where I have to write it down. Those are excellent moments. Anytime somebody says something that you read or that stops you in your scroll or stops you to underline or highlight in your book, or a podcast that says something and you have to rewind it and hear that again, or the trainer says something during your class that you're taking, those are postable moments. And that's part of your personal growth because it might be some motivational words that you needed, but you're also now giving that out to others. Cool? Okay. Fridays, get outside. So you can show how we work out outside too. You can show the versatility of Beachbody and Beachbody On Demand, and that you can take things on the go. You can show that you do stuff other than Beachbody outside. I know like Leia, she loves going, well, bless her little recovering self. But when she's fully recovered, she'll be back out at the golf course swinging, right? And And that's getting outside, right? So that's an excellent opportunity to share that. Adventures that you take with your family. So I kind of joked about when you go to the pumpkin patch, all of a sudden you have like 7,000 pumpkin pictures that you can share, but that's part of getting outside. Get outside of your house and show that. So anytime I'm on vacation or outside of my natural habitat and doing something that's not part of my standard everyday routine, I want to document it. I want to get a picture, okay? And then things you love, so like when Target had when I got my very first pumpkin spice latte and freaking Target had their pumpkins out, that's me. I love it. I'm here for it. Right. So anytime, you're in a situation where there's something you love, it's a part of it. How can you portray that? How can you show that? And I'm sharing pictures with you guys of all the different things I've done, because I want you to start getting ideas too. If posting is challenging for you of like, what should I take a picture of, or how do I take a picture? I want you to see the different ideas. Like I'm on my run, but I'm not showing my run. I'm just showing my watch afterwards from an aerial view. So I'm going up and looking down. This is a picture that I asked somebody else to take of Charlie and I. So instead of Charlie and I always doing the selfie, occasionally we will ask somebody to take it. And it's so funny, even at the turkey trot on Thursday, you guys, I wanted a picture of us at the turkey trot, but it was all strangers. And it's a global pandemic of sorts. And so I'm like, we're looking around. I was like, who do you think won't be grossed out? Because I'm looking around for somebody that looks like, they'll take the picture for us. And so, yes, does it take you getting out of your comfort zone for a second to maybe ask somebody to take a picture of you and your spouse or your friend or whoever you're out with? Yeah, but people are nice, right? People will do it. Okay. And then the last one, just the angle. I'm just kind of trying to share with you guys angles. It's just my coffee and then my phone. And it's just, the coffee is the forefront, but in the background, that also is telling a story. The coffee is the pumpkin spice, but I could have taken that same pumpkin spice and I could have had the checkout lanes behind it. There was a reason I took it where I took it. And yes, there were Target employees walking past me, probably wondering what the freak I was doing. And like, can this Instagrammer get out of here? And you know what? She's probably not thinking about me today. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to get over ourselves, because sometimes I think we stop ourselves from taking the pictures because we're so worried what other people in the area are going to think. But I promise you 10 minutes after I left Target, no one cared about me. You know what I mean? No one. Okay. Day 6, Saturdays. What do you do for fun? What do you love to do? Okay. So for me, home projects, I love decorating. I love switching out the seasons. That's the teacher in me too. Anytime Charlie and I go do something, like this is the Elevation worship concert and service that we went to. So again, no one could take this picture for us. So I set up a tripod. You know what I mean? And my husband knows when like I don't wear leggings and booty shorts, when I get out of my sports bra, we're probably going to take a picture because I look different, So he also knows that before we leave the house, like we're going to take a family photo, whether you like it or not. My interests include cheese boards, long walks on the beach, like what are you interested in? What do you love? What are some of the things that like, they're quirky things about you, right? These are the things you do for fun. These are what you can post about on Saturdays. Okay. Day 7, Sunday, your coaching journey. This is where we share our story. This is where we can share our why. This is where your why is kind of your story. It's all ingrained. Why you're here is the story behind why you're here, right? Talking about current goals in your business. What are you going for? Some of you had some pretty audacious goals that you shared here at Summit. Have you talked about those publicly on social media and talked about how much closer you're getting or where your team's at with that? If people don't know where you're going, they don't know how to get on board with it. If I don't know where the Uber is going, I'm not going to get in it. You know what I'm saying? I got to know where they're going to get in it. So the same thing, people need to know where you're going in your business. Especially, we're always painting this picture, but you guys, for so many years in my business, this picture wasn't painted. It was just in my mind and in my words on social. And the picture might not have had all these women in it, right? Maybe it was just me, but I was painting a picture of the direction that I was going. You can also do like public promises or proclamations. These are also opportunities for you to call people to action, to learn more about coaching or joining your team. These are opportunities to talk about the community and what it's done for you. There's so many opportunities for this. There's pictures that you could use of the team. There's pictures that you could use, like that public promise. It's just me, and it says she believed she could, so she did, right? Like that's talking about goal setting and where I'm going. There's side by sides of me when I started versus me now. There's just so you could show your office. I've had, on team trainings before, I've had Charlie take a picture of me while I'm on the call. And so I get like the laptop, and I'm at my desk, and I've got pictures like that. You can take pictures of you while you're working. You can take pictures of you when you're scheduling out your week. How do you make it work with a full-time job? How do you make it work with all the kids' appointments and things that you have to take them to throughout the week? How do you make it work? Well, maybe on Sundays you're sitting down with your planner and you can take a picture of that. And that's where you talk about coaching, and that coaching's actually taught you how to manage your time better, right? There's so many nuggets from coaching. You guys, I'm not a social media marketer. And when I started Beachbody, I let us not forget back here a couple slides about less of this, right? Like I wasn't good at it. I tried, and I got better, and I got better. And the thing is, you guys, I feel like I could go to any business now, any company, and be like, I could manage your social media. And that's a skill that I just self-taught. I didn't go to college for it. I didn't go take courses necessarily for it, right? So coaching teaches you so many things beyond just how to like work out and drink a shake and get on a team call. And you have to start seeking out, what are those things you're learning? Are you learning time management? Are you learning the power of boundaries? Are you learning, there's things in book club. And so your coaching journey and like that personal growth day, they can kind of blur a little bit too, right? So those are the 7 days. Now I want to show you how simple this is, you guys, because I literally just gave you 21 days of posts. If you follow this format, Monday, I'm going to talk about my mixed bike. Tuesday, I'm going to talk about my new pet. Wednesday, I'm going to share my grocery haul for the week. Thursday, I'm going to do a viral post. Friday, I'm going to share my run. Saturday, I'm doing my pumpkins. Sunday, I'm giving a transformation. Week 2, Monday, I shared about my journey. Tuesday, I got my nails done. Wednesday, a new recipe. Thursday, growth. Friday, sharing an adventure. Saturday, Charlie and I went out to see Elevation. Sunday, talking about my team. Week 3, my day 1 commitment to job 1, talking about a bedroom makeover that we did. Then I'm talking about how I don't always, eat chicken and vegetables. In fact, I never do. Gag me. I love balance, right? Thursday, I can share my transformation and aha moment that Autumn gave me during my workout today. Friday, heck freaking yeah, I got my first pumpkin spice of the season. Saturday, I'm making a cheese board because why not? And Sunday, here's a public promise that I'm making to you. So you guys, that's literally 21 days. That's 21 days. That's almost an entire month of posts that you can do. So right now, what we're going to do together is I want you to make some space. I know you probably put like the things all close together. Find a blank piece of paper. And if you're vertical, I don't care which way you align this, but write this out for yourself. I want you to give yourself 3 blanks under everything. And if any of these, again, if any of these don't fit you, like the one I would say you could swap and switch is the healthy eating. If there is something more specific to your brand that you want to implement that doesn't belong in any other category. Because a lot of the things too that I know about you guys, like teaching and mom life and radio DJ and other things like that, they could be part of like your behind the scenes, getting outside and showing your fun, right? So just know that those things that make you can also be put in these other areas. But if there's something that's like, I can't do healthy eating, but I totally want to talk about fiction books, then maybe that's where that goes. I don't know. Now, I will put a disclaimer here. because I saw like Friday might be hard, the whole get outside thing. These can be moved around by day. Ideally, I want you to try to stick to this as strictly as possible. But again, if like healthy eating and you're swapping out a theme, then same thing. Like if Saturday is going to be your get outside and maybe on Thursdays you show your fun and Fridays you do your personal growth, that's fine. But this all needs to be in here. Okay. And I say your 21-day posting plan, but you guys, you could put a fourth box. This could be your 28-day posting plan. This could literally be, you're going to post the entire time you do job one. You're going to commit to job one on December 6th on Monday, and you're going to commit to documenting job one or doing job one for 4 weeks solid. But maybe it's also, I'm also for 4 weeks solid going to commit to a posting plan. For 28 days in December, I'm going to commit to posting. And here's the thing too, you guys, for example, like, let's say that Christmas Day was on a Monday, right? And you want to show your fun. You want to just show your family and your adventure, or maybe behind the scenes. Like sometimes this plan just kind of does have to switch days because of what's lined up on the calendar too. So it's okay, again, to switch days around, but if you swap a day, you've got to make up for it. Okay. All right. So what I want you to do, and I'm going to put on some music, I want you to fill these in. Envision next Monday. Okay. Because I want to, the reason I'm saying envision next Monday is I want you to go into next week feeling like, wow, in December, I know what I'm talking about. This doesn't have to be perfect, right? For number one fitness journey next Monday, I write job one, day one. I don't know what I'm going to say yet. I don't have the picture yet, but I know that it's going to be about job one, day one. And maybe I might talk about the program and how it's 20 minutes and why I'm doing it during the holidays, right? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just about the day one commitment. Okay. Tuesday, behind the scenes. Okay, let's go back and refresh our memory for Tuesday. Behind the scenes, that's your family and your pets, everyday life and interests. So you can literally write those things there. You could write family, pets, teacher life, get nails done for Christmas, right? Behind the scenes, it could be wrapping presents. Maybe you're a freaking master wrapper. I don't know. Could be interests, right? So things you're interested in. Maybe you're a freak for a good Hallmark film. Behind the scenes. Sometimes I feel like we think our behind the scenes can only be on stories, but when you pull the behind the scenes onto your feed, again, this is how people know, like, and trust you. Okay, Wednesdays, healthy eating. Let's refresh our memories. So you could share your grocery haul. Now for me, again, I do my grocery haul on Friday. So like maybe the week I do my grocery haul, that's going to be on Friday. And then Wednesday I'd swap out for, showing my fun or whatever that, excuse me, whatever that is, right? Recipes, balance. Maybe you want to give, I know that in December, it's an awesome time to give like people great cookie recipes. So maybe you're a baker. So maybe part of your recipes is going to be a healthy cookie swap or a real cookie. Because, right? Who cares? It's one cookie, it's one day, it's not 365, right? And then you can talk about mindfulness with eating. To refresh your memory for Thursdays, for personal growth, the viral quotes, that's a shoo-in. Every week you could do an inspirational quote, but remember the other options are maybe talking about how you're growing. Again, it doesn't have to be a side-by-side. It could be. It just depends on if it's relevant or not, right? But it could be how you're growing or any aha moments you have. Now, this is the thing. Aha moments are organic. I don't just have I know on Thursday, December, whatever, I'm going to have an aha moment. No, not necessarily. But what if I have an aha moment tomorrow? Maybe I go back to this posting plan and I write a little note under aha moment so that when I get to that Thursday of that week, I have content already ready. So the next time you have an aha moment, jot it down. It doesn't have to be the post you do then. You can save it for a Thursday when you're doing your personal growth. So personal growth, inspirational, viral quotes, growth, your growth journey, anything you're reading in book club. You guys, oh my gosh, you guys, you could do a picture of the book, right? Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, personal growth, talking about that. What have you underlined like 7,000 times that you want to share with other people? These are opportunities. And then the same thing, if you find a quote that you stumble over in your personal development, it's okay to create the graphic yourself. So if you see a quote that you're just like, wow, this totally stuck with me, go on Canva and make a viral quote. Make it look like your brand, your colors, your font, whatever you want it to look like, and then use that on a Thursday for personal growth. Okay, Friday, let's remember getting outside, pretty self-explanatory, but it could be an outdoor workout. It could be adventure, and it could be things you love. So again, if the adventure is, we're going to go cut down a Christmas tree on Saturday next weekend, well, then swap it out and save it. Do your get outside on Saturday and maybe show your fun on Friday. Okay. To refresh our memories for Saturdays, as you're writing these kind of 3 things in here, this is me. I love home projects. That's what I do for fun, but I also put family fun and interests. So showing your fun, family fun, anything that you do out with your family or your friends, that's showing your fun. Maybe you do a girls' night, maybe you had a wedding, maybe you're in a bridal party for something this month. Like that's showing your fun. Maybe you got, and this, again, some of these blur, like behind the scenes, getting outside and showing your fun, there's a lot of overlap in some of these, right? Same with fitness journey, healthy eating, personal growth, and coaching. There can be overlap, and that's okay. It's intended that way. But maybe like, you got the perfect gift for Christmas. That's one of these types of posts. Your favorite gift you got. Typically every year I pick one thing that's like my favorite gift and I definitely share it. And then 7, your coaching journey. So there needs to be a story here. Remember, we've been practicing telling our story of like why we started. That one of these 3 should be a why you started your journey story. Maybe another one is going to be what 2021 meant to you. Like, what would 2021 have been like had you not been a coach? Have you considered that? Like, what would this year have been like for you? Well, maybe you joined in 2020 and all the mayhem. What would the last few years have been like if you weren't a coach? What about this community and about coaching specifically has made you better? Maybe it's about your vision board. In December, we're going to be doing a lot of talking on Mondays about dreams and visions and everything like that as we're moving into a fresh year. So maybe that is ammunition for a post.